Hello YouTube, this week I've got the keys to a 2018 Mazda CX-3. Let's take a look. So what we have this week is new for 2018, a manual transmission, 6-speed manual transmission, Mazda CX-3. So this is a base model. It's only available in the GX trim. So it has that 6-speed manual. It's $19,995 starting price, but once you add PDI and freight, it's $22,000 Canadian, just over $22,000, plus taxes and that, of course. You're about $25,000 on the road for this car. It is a crossover, they say, small SUV, compact SUV, but it is only front-wheel drive, not available in all-wheel drive with the manual. In GX, you have to move up to the GS to get the all-wheel drive, and of course you have to go to the automatic transmission. It's pretty basic, but of course the price is pretty good too, right? Your subcompact pricing, $19,995 starting price advertised. It's a good-looking car. It's got the dual exhaust on it here, but it is small. I mean, this is not a very big car. It does have a backup camera, and here's your trunk space here. You can see it's not very wide. You won't fit a curling broom in here. I tried. It doesn't fit. You won't fit a hockey stick in here. That's for darn sure. You've got, you do have space underneath here. So this can, if you didn't have this mat in here, you can kind of move this down. You've got more space down here. So depth-wise, it's not bad. It's just the width it's very, very narrow. And this has a nice scuff plate here on the bumper too, so you don't scuff up your bumper. If we take off this tonneau cover, this cargo cover here, so you can see, you've got your folding seats here. Your head rests up. It is a 5-seater, and fold this seat down, 60/40, and then show you that there. So you get a nice flat floor and quite a bit of space. So you can see from the side here, you got that flat floor, and you fold this back up and hop on in. And when you sit here, I'm going to raise this headrest because it is in the way if you're not. You'll see here that it is not very roomy, but it's not horrible. I mean, it's a compact car, so it's basically a compact car that's been jacked up. You get a little bit more height, better visibility on the road. This is your view of the dash area. And Mazda's done a really good job of making their cars look more high-end than they may be priced at. They do a really good job on the interior. And this one, of course, as I said, base model, no sunroof or anything like that. It's pretty basic. There's nothing really in the back here. You got a mat pocket on this seat, none on the driver's seat. Cup holders. There's nothing else here. There's no speakers. Sorry, there is a speaker. There's one speaker there, but there's no tweeters or anything up here. So it is pretty basic. And of course, you got that manual transmission here, and a handbrake, manual handbrake. So 6-speed manual, and you've got this armrest that kind of comes up, but there's no storage bin. You've got a couple holders underneath it, and then you've got the armrest just there for an armrest. That's it. And let's go around front and take a look at that more closely. Okay, so you're inside in the front here, and you see for $19,995 or $22,000 with PDI, you get quite a bit in this car actually. So kind of high-end features. You've got start-stop button, which might be hard to pick that up here. So you've got your start-stop button there. You've got this navigation infotainment system, which actually even has navigation at this price range, which is amazing. You've also got, in here, you got your infotainment, so you've got music, entertainment. You can go through your AM, FM, and all that, and HD radio. And you can also go, if you can plug in with 2 USB here and an auxiliary port, and you got a power port down here. So, you can plug in your devices as well. Pop this into reverse, and you see you got a nice big screen, backup camera, which is great in this price range. Where the Toyota, they put it in the rear view mirror, which is in a tiny little screen, even though they had the big screen, which I thought was weird. If you watch my review of that, you'll see that, and I'll link that in the description. So, there's quite a bit of nice features that you're getting. This here, it's not soft rubber like some of the higher, the higher end Mazdas. This is kind of like a cheaper material, but it looks nice. It doesn't look like a hard plastic. It's kind of got a grain to it, so it kind of looks really nice. The seats are nice. They're nice and comfortable. I've been driving around for a bit now. I've got 300 kilometers almost on this car. It's impressed me actually in quite a few areas, and we'll get onto that in a bit. Just finish off the interior here. We've got a manual climate control, as you kind of expect in this price range. It's not automatic climate control, but it does, if it's been cold, this thing will cook you. It really does get hot really fast. I do wish it had heated seats. That's the kind of thing I'm kind of missing, but I'm used to driving kind of higher end cars, so I'm kind of used to having heated seats. But because they're cloth, they warm up pretty quick. It's not that bad. As I mentioned in the back, it's got the the armrest here and a couple cup holders, and the good old fashioned parking brake. In the dash here, pretty basic but functional. You've got your speedo right in the middle, and your digital tack over on the side here. You can see here. Press the old fashioned, press the button to switch between trips. Which I like actually, even though it's very basic. It's super easy to use. Fuel economy and fuel gauge right here. So I've been averaging 6.9 liters per 100 kilometers. It was a little bit better than that, but I've been idling doing the video and that, so it's a little bit higher now. Still 6.9 on winter tires, winter fuel. A little bit colder the last week. That's really, really good. Really impressed with that. On the steering wheel here, you've got your cruise control. Again, a feature that you may not expect at this price range. Just having cruise control, your volume controls, and Bluetooth all in the steering wheel here. That's becoming more the norm now that you're not allowed to drive. You have to be hands-free. And then you've got an info button here, which cycles through average speed, range left on your fuel tank, and your current liters per 100 kilometers. So all those kinds of things in there. It's not super detailed, but stuff that you didn't get a few years ago are now coming up in the base cars. And you'll see here I've got a tire pressure warning because I don't believe they've installed the pressure sensors in the winter tires on this car. So you also have tire pressure monitoring available as well. And over on the left here, you've got a button here for traction control, which you can turn on and off. And you've got power windows and power mirrors, and you've got auto down on the driver's side and auto up. That's nice to have. The passenger side is not auto up or down, so a little bit of cost savings there as well. So let's take this guy for a drive, and I'll go over the things that are actually quite impressive for inexpensive car, and it really has kind of surprised me here. So the CX-3 only has a 2-liter engine. It's only 146 horsepower, but because of this manual transmission, it really is easy to drive. You don't have to wring it out if you don't want to. It's got enough torque that I'm in 4th gear cruising, and you can just get on the gas and it just kind of pulls away. If you want to go fast, you can really kind of rev it out and get going. But if you're not in a big hurry, just drive around, shift your gears, have some fun, and it's no problem. It's really quiet on the highway, which is kind of the thing that surprised me the most with this car. Easily merge into traffic. You don't have to be crazy with the thing. This is a 80 kilometer an hour road, and it can easily merge into traffic and keep up with traffic, even though you've only got that low horsepower. And it's kind of a big car in that it's a crossover SUV type car, and powered by a small engine, but it has no problem. And like I said, quiet on the highway, very little wind noise, and it's fun to drive. It feels like a little car when you're driving it, and I think that's why they're popular. So the one thing, you know, I find weird about these vehicles is that there's very, very little space. There's more space in a Mazda 3, which I'm following right now. There seems to be more space, especially the hatchback version, because it's a wider vehicle, and this is just very narrow, very small. But, you know, if you don't need a lot of space, I guess, this will work for you. You know, the CX-3 really does have a lot of fun to drive factor in it, and it's well built. It feels solid. The interior is really, really good looking, and you know, and it's a good price. You get a lot of features for what you're looking at. And so you have your competitors in this segment. You got the Honda HR-V, the Toyota CHR, which I've got a video of, and the Nissan Qashqai, which I'll have a video of shortly, which will be posted. So watch out for those, and you can do your own little comparison between these cars. If you check out the videos of all three, you'll see what the interiors look like on all three, and then kind of decide which one you like the most. There you have it, the 2018 Mazda CX-3 in GX trim, manual transmission, 6-speed manual. Really fun to drive, actually, kind of surprising. It's not a ton of horsepower, but if you roll the gears, you can really get the most out of it and have some fun. And you don't have to shift the gears a lot. It's got enough torque that you can just kind of leave it in 4th, 5th, 6th gear, depending on your speed, and it pulls away no problems. You're not constantly shifting if you don't want to be. Makes it really easy to drive in the city, and really fun to drive and do the, you know, Mazda zoom zoom if you want to. So thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe to my channel.